If you've been battling chronic low back pain for years, you're in the gym, you're trying to use exercise to get out of pain, but every exercise you do or movement that you attempt feels like almost like a ticking time bomb inside of your body. You're not sure how your body's gonna respond, or you tend to always pay for it later. I'll be covering the 3 most powerful exercises that you can use to bulletproof your low back. First, let's cover why exercise hasn't worked for you up to this point. It is very, very common for people who have been dealing with pain for years and years. They've tried injections, they've tried stretching, they've tried acupuncture, they've tried physical therapy, even surgery, and none of these things have really allowed them to experience chronic back pain relief for life. These are just treating symptoms and not going to the root cause, digging it out, healing it, and actually putting an end to chronic back pain for life. So in order for exercise to be beneficial to you, you have to understand why the exercises you've been doing now haven't been working. One of the biggest mistakes I see chronic low back pain sufferers making, who have been through rehab, who have been through surgery, been through injections, are on medication, feel like they have tried everything, and they keep being told to go strengthen their core, strengthen their glutes, or just be more active and the pain will just go away. They are trying to use exercise at the wrong time. See, you're looking at exercise from an exercise perspective, right? I'm weak, I need to build strength somewhere, my back is weak, it feels tight, therefore I should go and exercise the pain away. And this is a critical turning point in the students that I work with one-on-one inside of my Strength and Pain Relief Accelerator program. It's the hybrid relief method that we followed that prioritizes first desensitizing the pain system so that the exercises that you need to be doing actually get you the results that you want. If you are currently really deep into the pain that you're navigating right now, and you've already tried a bunch of exercises and they don't seem to be getting you anywhere, I want to encourage you to try these exercises out, but keep in the back of your mind, hey, if I've tried these exercises and they're not getting me the results, maybe they feel good in the moment, I feel good after I do them, but the pain comes back tomorrow, 12 hours from now, 24 hours from now, then you need to consider desensitizing first before applying strength to your specific situation. The first exercise that is amazing for bulletproofing your spine is a single arm farmer's carry. There's a lot of different ways that you can do the single arm farmer's carry. You can do it with dumbbells, you can do it with kettlebells, you can do it with a barbell, you can do it with a lot of different things. And there's a few ways that you can do this. One, the easiest way is to simply grab a weight and hold it on one side of the body while repeating some kind of length of walk. I usually do about a 35 to 45 second carry depending on the person and the level of sensitivity that they're on and the level of sensitivity that they're experiencing. Essentially, I'll start with that and build up into their routine. Another way you can do this are called racked single arm carries. And this is simply just moving the weight to your chest. So you're supporting it up by your shoulder and chest. It just adds a little bit different dynamic. Some people feel like it has more control. Some people have said that they experience less sensitivity doing it this way. Either way, try it out and see how it works for you. The third variation is a very simple variation, is overhead single arm carry. So this is probably the hardest version of what you'll be doing because it really requires a full body complex contraction and engagement when carrying this weight overhead. And all you're gonna do is follow the same path, go the same distance for the same time, but except the only difference is the weight is now above your head. So you'll just basically shoulder press it up, you'll lock that shoulder in place, keep the ribs down, and you're walking, making sure that you're not some stiff board, unable to walk naturally. You want to be able to bob and weave, flow, go back and forth with a smoothness and a comfort rather than being just this board trying to walk. I wanna add something really quick that I think you're gonna find a ton of value with. Early in my own chronic back pain journey, I ruptured my L5-S1 disc and was diagnosed with degenerative discs above that site and lived with chronic low back pain for almost a decade. And the biggest question I had in the back of my mind is, am I actually able to fix my back the years of chronic pain that I was in with exercise, with movement, with my mindset, with education and pain science? Could I do it? It was a question that took me years and years and years to answer because I was actually living in pain for years and years and years. And what I've done, really simple for you, is create a very simple back pain quiz. And I call it just, is my back fixable. All you gotta do is go to fitnessforbackpain.com/quiz. I'm gonna ask you some very specific questions around your back pain, your injury, what you're going through, symptoms, things like that. And I will be able to determine whether or not you are able to fix your back on your own, which means no injections, no surgery, no random daily stretches or constant rehab programs that you keep getting from the same physical therapy appointments that you sign yourself up for. We're talking about, can you do it on your own? This quiz will actually tell you that. Not only that, but based off of your results, I'll actually give you the best place for you to start. Just go to fitnessforbackpain.com/quiz. It's super easy, it's for you. Go knock it out. Now this next exercise I like to call single arm pickup and put downs. I know it's kind of a weird name, try to say that 7 times fast, but essentially what we're doing is a modified deadlift, which is very scary for some people, I understand, but just bear with me. Modified deadlift with kind of like an alternating side grab. So the weight is gonna be on your alternate side. So if you're going with your right arm, you're gonna reach across from the right arm, lift it up, bring it over, put it back down. Now what we're doing here is we're taking our body through a very common move, which is the hip hinge. This is a safe move for anybody. Ruptured disc, bulging disc, herniated disc, these are safe moves. Now again, if you're having pain with these types of movements, the exercise may not be the problem. It's the level of sensitivity that has to be addressed first. Remember what I said earlier, keep that in mind, okay? These exercises aren't bad, dangerous, or damaging, but you may not be ready for them. So always respect that idea. So all you're doing is you're gonna grab a weight, kettlebell, on the right or left side, whatever side you wanna start with, and you're simply going to hinge back as if you're doing a kind of a narrow stance deadlift, and with the opposite arm from where the weight is sitting. So if the weight is on my right side, I'm gonna grab with my left arm and I'm gonna reach across my knees, grab this weight, and in that hip hinging pattern with a nice brace, I'm gonna gently grab the weight and then stand up and allow that weight to swing back across over to my left side. So when you're standing upright and the rep is done, it's as if you're doing a single arm farmer's static hold. Now, the key thing here is to remove as much momentum as possible. So when you're doing the hip hinge, you're reaching over, you're grabbing that weight, naturally, when you go to lift up, there's a lot of forces acting on your low back, a lot of forces acting on your core and your body. So that weight's going to want to swing over to the left and actually swing out over your knees, taking that center of gravity further away from you and then coming back in. This is where you have to be very slow. We're trying to build an endurance, a stiffness around the low back that is safe and comfortable. So go nice and slow, keep that weight as close to your shins and your knees as possible throughout the entire exercise. And then when you go to place the weight back down, you're gonna simply repeat the hip hinging or deadlift pattern. Butt goes back, weight goes down, and rest on your left side. And all you're gonna do is stand right back up, and we're gonna repeat that whole exercise again with our opposite arm. So now the weight's on our left side, we're gonna hip hinge back, reach across with our right arm, and repeat this exercise for the amount of reps and sets that you desire. There is no perfect amount of reps and sets. I would say start with 2 to 3 rounds of this exercise, doing it between 5 to 10 reps. Again, it all depends on your unique pain threshold. The third exercise in this low back bulletproofing routine is single leg hip thrusts using a bench. I'm a huge fan of all posterior chain work. When it comes to chronic low back pain, if you've been dealing with it for years, you've been in the gym exercising, but regardless of what you do, your back is hurting. Odds are you have left out a lot of exercises due to fear, right? Due to real pain. Oh, I just don't do that exercise anymore. I can't do squats anymore. I can't do deadlifts, or I can't do that type of thing because that hurts my back. And I just kind of try to play it safe and keep it in a place where I can control. That's not living chronic pain free. What you've done is just put yourself in a bubble and said, hey, because I'm weak, because I'm fragile and I keep doing the wrong things, I'm only going to allow myself to exercise in this way. And you're only really kind of pushing a problem under the rug instead of facing it head on. So when it comes to the posterior chain, I actually like to challenge people to do more of this type of work. And the bench supported single leg hip thrust is a great variation to do. Now, how we do this is you simply grab a bench at the gym or at your home, and you're gonna place the bench across your shoulder blades. Your legs can start side by side, kicked out with your chin tucked into your chest. So your eyeballs should be looking down at the tops of your thighs, and you're creating this tabletop with your rest of your body. So what you're gonna do here is when you're in that solid like Chinese plank position with your feet flat on the ground and your back supported by this bench and everything else is kind of hanging in space, you're going to bring one leg up as if you're gonna be marching in place. You'll bring one leg up and just hold it at that 90-degree hip and knee angle. That's gonna just rest there and just hang out and watch while you do the other leg with all the work. With the right leg, get the right leg down the ground, you're simply going to keep your chin tucked, your eyes focused on your hips, and you're going to drop your butt down while you are engaging these hips and the hamstrings all the way down into this position. From there, you're not gonna go too low, but go to a place where you feel a good activation, a stretch, and a kind of a relaxation type of position at the bottom of that hip thrust. And before you begin to come back up, I really want you to emphasize the contact points of your feet into the ground, engaging your glutes and driving up. What you don't want to do is allow your pelvis to rock. A lot of times we have this pelvic scooping effect when you do hip thrusts or any exercise that is similar to that. As you go down, you kind of allow your low back to extend and your butt to drop. And then when you come to go back up, you scoop your butt under, you kind of round out your low back. So now you're kind of posterior tilting your pelvis, and then you scoop up. Now really quick, some common mistakes I see people making when it comes to just the pelvic position during a hip thrust is they tend to do too much rocking when they're going down into this exercise and they're actually engaging their glutes to come back up. They do too much rocking in the low back, which can cause a lot of irritation. I have a video on that you can check out. Just search hip thrust back pain on my channel, and it's one of those popular ones that you're gonna find pop up. So the way you know you're doing this exercise successfully is at the top point, you're creating a nice flat table with your lower half of your body. Your chin is tucked, your eyeballs are going across your thigh. There's no over contraction or overextension in the low back. And your right glute, if that's the leg that you're actually working, is engaged. And then you're gonna repeat this over and over and over for the amount of reps and sets that fit your unique pain profile right now. So this could be 1 round, 2 round, 3 rounds of 8 to 12 reps easy. The bulletproofing exercises inside the hybrid relief method are some of my clients' favorite things to do at that stage in their recovery because they've had so many wins, right? They're already living pain-free. They don't have to keep navigating symptoms on a day-to-day basis. They know what exercises are gonna continue to propel them towards healing, and they know the ones that are gonna keep bringing them back into that plateau or that hamster wheel of chronic pain. So make sure when you're utilizing these exercises, ask yourself this question. If you are in chronic pain and you're trying to use these exercises to treat the pain, that's not what's going to happen. What you need to focus on is making sure that your pain relief strategy is locked in. What you're doing is reducing your symptoms on a daily basis, not stretching every day, not some rehab routine every day just to feel better, but are your symptoms going away and are they staying away? That is when these bulletproofing exercises are going to be best utilized. So if that's you, if you're like, yes, okay, like I've done exercise, I understand that I need to be desensitizing, and yes, when I do exercises, I do feel good in the gym, but I always pay for it later. Or maybe I work out and my symptoms stay low, but I'm living at a 3 or a 4 out of 10 pain. And I find myself just doing a bunch of random things like stretches or ice packs or medication or long walks or whatever you do to treat the symptoms, but you can't seem to actually get out of the hamster wheel of chronic symptoms regardless of what you do. If you feel stuck and you're like, hey, you know what, I wanna focus on the pain side, I wanna reduce my pain, the hybrid relief method might be the actual perfect thing that you need to actually put an end to this, no matter how long you've been living with pain. And the best way to know that is just to book a free relief strategy session with me. We're gonna dig deep into your unique situation, see where you're at now, what you're doing, and the exact things that you should be doing to get out of pain. Just go to fitnessforbackpain.com/apply, fill out the application, grab a time for you and I to chat. We'll have the conversation and we'll see if the hybrid relief method is the best method for you to finally get a hold of your chronic pain. Thanks for watching, God bless, and I will see you on the next episode.